What is up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the Signal Callers DFS show. Today is October 30th. We're going to break down week 9 today. Man, it's crazy. This season is just flying by. I'm Kevin. As always, got Trey and Blake with me here today. What's going on tonight, boys?
Still looking for a win, man. I feel like I've almost given that $10,000 week 1 bank back to DraftKings. So I'm overdue. 11 games instead of 10 this week. But yeah, I need a win. I need a max win.
Yeah, last week hurt for me. I thought I had it nailed, and then of course, just I don't know. That of course the freaking Bengals and Jets game explodes, and I was on it, and then I backed off. So no conviction. So we need to go into this week with some. We got to trust the gut, right?
Yeah. It's crazy because we spent the whole summer just begging for the season to get here, and then I feel like you blink and you're week 9, you're over halfway through, and it's been crazy. I honestly haven't been locked into football at all. I'm in deep in baby preparation mode. So we're gonna get through it today. I
wish I could tell you it gets better, but you get out of baby prepping to just baby. Yeah. So
luckily the baby comes at the end of the fantasy season, so there'll be a little bit of decompression before we got to start getting into the rookies and the combine and the rookie drafts and all that stuff. So
you got your own rookie at home.
That's right. So let's dive into it. Got an interesting slate this week as always. Let's talk about the games that we're avoiding just to kick this off. Any of them that we're completely Xing out?
No, I don't think so this week. The closest one maybe would be, and it's probably just because of game script, Green Bay, Carolina. Mm-hmm. That one just feels really, really, really gross to me. I mean, Jordan Love may put up, ungodly numbers with Tucker Kraft, so maybe that's a good one. But other than that and Denver, Houston, those are my lesser games. I'm not going to say I'm out on anything this week, though.
Looks like
nothing's gross.
Looks like Bryce will be back this week. He's practiced.
Is that an upgrade?
I don't know, but he's practiced twice this week so far, so it's looking like he's on track to play. So, yeah, Denver and Houston feels kind of gross, but Trey, you mentioned that Surtain is out this week. Is that
He's
correct?
out for a few weeks. So he, to me,
Surtain's on the IR, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Really? Okay.
He was the reason you were scared of any wide receiver against Denver. So with him out, I'm kind of not so scared of Denver's secondary. Still a good defense overall, but I think it's not an automatic X out with his matchups.
Gotcha.
So Nico could be interesting, assuming he's fully recovered from the concussion. We'll see once we break it down.
Yeah. Cool. All right, let's jump in. Let's go the opposite side of that. Let's talk about the games that we are targeting. Seems like they got a lot of really good games this week. 3 with totals over 50, and a few more at 48. So looking like Vegas is expecting a lot of scoring this week. So any of them that you're gravitating towards, an onslaught or a team onslaught or anything like that?
Not onslaught. There's just there's too many good games to onslaught one of them, but maybe that could be different. I was just telling Blake before we press record, I really like getting to pieces of this KC Buffalo matchup in the late game window. Yeah. And I really, really like the Detroit side of this Minnesota Detroit matchup, because JJ McCarthy finally comes back. He looked atrocious in the first couple of games he played pre-injury, so I don't suspect he'll be any good against a pretty good Detroit defense. The offensive coordinator in Detroit has come out and said that they have failed Jameson Williams.
I love these. I love those types of quotes because, buddy, we're all looking for the one whose fault this is, right? You're the one who's doing this. We're week 9 in, and you're just now saying that you failed him. I don't know, man. It's nobody's calling the plays but you. Like I don't know.
It's always been the problem with Detroit, though. He's not doing bad. Detroit's obviously winning. The problem is they got too many mouths to feed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this is his lowest price all year, if I'm not mistaken. So I really like him. I like Gibbs. We'll get into the position stuff, but love Detroit this week. I think I like individual teams, not necessarily matchups or game environments. Like I could see taking off the rule where I need a game stack this week because I like a lot of like the sides of the game, not necessarily the entire game in each of these matchups.
Yeah, I think the easy games to gravitate to are the super high total ones, right? So let's look at Chicago Cincy. That's one.
Yeah.
Minnesota Detroit, but another one I really, really like personally is Indy Pittsburgh. And then you have KC Buffalo, of course, which you kind of hope goes to that big shootout like we had in the playoffs a couple years ago. Yeah, it's like those are the easy, good ones. So I think everybody's going to gravitate towards those. I think the more interesting ones would be like New England, Atlanta, right? Is Penix back this week? I think he is.
Let me double check. I believe so.
The audacity of Kirk Cousins, by the way, to come out and say, I want to be traded to a like contending team.
Did he say that?
After what he just did against my...
He came out and said I forget what the quote exactly was, but I saw the quote card on something was basically like he wants to be traded to be a starter. Like
I swapped off Mooney. I forgot what I told y'all in text, but I was like, Mooney feels kind of thin for whatever reason, and I got off of him, and thank God I did.
Yeah, it looks like Penix is back. He's limited practice again on Thursday, so
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of interesting.
Practice.
That's kind of interesting with Penix back, right? I don't think Bijan. I think I like that's one of my favorite gross games.
I feel like the Bijan like dud was just kind of like a fluke last week. Doesn't
help. Do you not think that everything's not rigged, right? Like all of a sudden.
All right,
running backs have been killing Miami week after week. And then look, this week too. I mean, tonight they're shutting down Derrick Henry. It's like Bijan. It looked like they just benched him. Like, how do you go?
The whole world was on Bijan last week.
Everybody was on Bijan. So it's like
not only in DFS. I mean, everybody. I wonder what the Vegas handle for Bijan's TD would have been, or like his over in yardage. Like, I wonder what their take was. Like, it must have been massive. Like, they probably made so much money on Bijan props last week. So
he was my stone cold lock going in. I had him locked in every lineup I made, man.
Yep. Everything I played.
Yep.
So
as
you might discern, we didn't win a bitch ass dollar last week.
Luckily, I didn't play last week because I had a lot going on. But I would have been right there with y'all. Bijan would have been in everything. So
good for you.
Yeah,
good for
you. saved myself a little bit of money last week. But let's hop into it. Let's talk about quarterbacks. Let's see who is carrying the most projected ownership right now. Looking like Jackson Dart. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so Jackson Dart's the only double-digit projected ownership right now, followed by
200. It's not a bad price.
Yeah, followed by Caleb Williams, who is right at about 9% in. Let me do medium field just to see. Yeah, so right over 9%. And then Pat Mahomes. So again, I don't really feel like 14% is like quote unquote chalk for a quarterback or anything like that. But is that where you guys are heading? Like, what are we thinking?
I think it's definitely a good spot. No, I'm not paying out. I think there's too much value in quarterbacks this week. I like either side of that game from quarterback standpoint. Juwan Jennings is getting more healthy. All right, Kendrick Bourne's still doing well. George Kittle's back.
Is it a Purdy week? Is Purdy back, or is he still out?
I
saw he's been practicing, but I think the last thing I saw was that they weren't sure.
I think it's still Mac Jones. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He's practicing, but they still. Yeah.
So I don't want to pay out for quarterbacks just because I don't. Looking at the rest of the positions, they're pretty pricey. It feels like more than normal. Yeah, I definitely want to keep it under 6K range. I like those guys. I like Dart. I like Mac Jones. Let me throw out a name here, and y'all gonna. We'll see. Geno Smith this week with Bowers back at home.
Interesting. What is he at? 4,600?
4,600.
4,600.
He hasn't
with Bowers
scored
back.
over 9 points.
It's been
since
gross.
week 4.
It's been gross.
Yeah, against Jacksonville. So they're at home. I don't know, dude. I mean,
I don't know if I can go for that one.
I guess that's obviously a salary relief play, and ETR does have him at a positive value. He's a light blue value for them, I guess. Dude, I don't know.
I don't think I would have played into Geno. I like Bowers. But
the way I look at it is $400 more. I get a much better play in Dart, or not Dart. Mac Jones.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm with Trey on that one. If I'm playing that game, I would go the Trevor side. A little bit more
Jacksonville's
expensive,
a good defense too.
And Geno has been like a turnover machine this year. What does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 10 interceptions this year.
Yeah, he's been really bad this year.
Yeah.
So let's go all the way to the bottom, right?
Any love for our boy making his
Tyler
first start?
No, absolutely not.
That feels like a Millie play in my mind. Yeah. If I'm not playing him on a single entry, even 5 max.
No way. No way.
Cam Ward's got less ownership projection. I would go Cam Ward over Shuck.
If I were maxing the Millie, I would maybe throw a few shots at Shuck and see if you can get lucky, catch lightning in a bottle or anything like that. But yeah, probably not.
I will say, and we'll obviously touch on him when we get to receivers, but Chase is once again the most owned, and Flacco's I think pretty dinged up. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Like most people who want to play Chase-centric lineups might try to connect him with Flacco. He was optimal, I think, was it last week or the week before? Because, I mean, old man Flacco's slinging the rock, man, but I don't want to play him if he's hurt.
And ETR has that game as their top or their second highest game score for DraftKings. And I feel like if a lot of people are going to try to target that game, they're going to go back to Caleb Williams. So there is a little bit of leverage off of Caleb if you want to attack that game, I feel like. But I don't really have any lean one way or the other quarterback wise.
Well, so under 5K, I guess we kind of said there's nobody we'd really go with. Maybe Penix would probably be the closest, but I think we're still out on that, right? I think we'd all pay the $200 and just go with Mac Jones at that point.
Yeah.
So I guess, you got that 50 or 5,000 to 5,400, which would be the next real question. You got Trevor Lawrence around there, Jackson Dart. Like, how much stronger do you guys feel for that? Or CJ Stroud at 51 as well. How much stronger do you feel about them versus Mac Jones? Like, is Trevor Lawrence worth $400 more in this matchup, do you think?
I'm probably not playing Mac. I like the Trevor side. I mean, there's been a lot of BTJ trade speculation that we could just kind of call BS on, and they're saying they want to get Hunter more involved.
That's not happening. They're not trading BTJ.
Yeah, they say they want to play their best 11, I think was the quote, the Coach B quote there. So, I'm kind of in it. I mean, Las Vegas, it looks like where are they in the DVP? They pretty much are neutral or inflate almost every position, so not a very intimidating unit.
Yeah. There'll be a lot of touchdowns. Their offense isn't good, so good ball position for the other team all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like Trevor there in that area if I wanted to get leverage from.
So you're paying the $400.
Well, I don't hate Dart, but if I was just trying to get leverage at this position on Dart, in that same salary like range, I think I like Trevor the best. Yeah.
Trevor the best. Okay.
I think that the more I think about this, I think that I want to be on the Bengals or at least Chase.
5,600. Okay.
Yeah, I think I would lean the Flacco in that, just because I feel like Chase is obviously he's one of the most explosive players in the league.
Well, his targets have been unreal. Have you seen the difference between him?
We've seen him go 30 plus.
I think he's got 50 over 50 targets in the last 2 weeks.
He has 3 games this year over 30, and 2 in the last 4 weeks. So yeah, I think I want to.
So Flacco, okay.
Yeah, I think I'd go Flacco here.
Kind of like that.
Yeah. I like some reason I'd be monitoring the injury.
Yeah, let me see what the report
It is his throwing shoulder, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Like, I'm pretty sure it's his throwing shoulder. So it's an AC joint sprain, if I remember correctly. They don't
heal like these old 20-somethings.
Latest report says Flacco returns to practice. Status for Sunday unclear. He returned to practice Thursday after missing Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, I can't go back to Browning.
If it's Browning, you're out.
I agree. Even though we've seen Chase do it, I don't know. I can't do that. So, yeah, I'd probably go Flacco and then Caleb, even though he's killed me this year.
The only thing that worries me about Caleb is that they've been running the ball really well.
I know.
And it's Cincinnati. And so they can run the ball really well against Cincinnati.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really have a super strong lean on quarterback one way or the other.
One thing, I mean, Indianapolis Pitt is ETR's top rated game in terms of GPP game scores. Any love for Rodgers or Daniel Jones?
That's the name I was going to bring up next. Daniel Jones. I was starting to move up in price. Daniel Jones is interesting to me. 6,200. You're not breaking the bank. He's put up 3 straight weeks of 20 plus points. It's like the highest scoring offense. Pittsburgh's not. Their defense is old and slow. I mean,
he's never a name I think about like clicking, but he's had a couple of weeks where he's been optimal.
Mm-hmm.
Last couple of weeks he's been a name I've been thinking about clicking. Is just he's always like in this middle of the road value wise, right, between projection and cost, and that's once again where he's at. So it's just then of course Jonathan Taylor scoring so many touchdowns, it's hurting his prospects, right? If Jonathan Taylor was scoring 3 touchdowns a game and he was only scoring 1, then it helps him out. But if you ever think this is a game where Jonathan Taylor, is a little bit more pass funnel, I think Daniel Jones would kill it.
Yeah, and I mean,
at the not to cut you off, Trey, but at the risk of, I know we kind of touched on not doing this for every player, but other guys I think are interesting. Herbert. Last time we saw Stafford on the field was he went nuke. Well, not really, but he threw for 5 touchdowns.
That's pretty.
Only 180 yards though. So, but they had a lot of short fields in that game. But they're playing New Orleans. Herbert's playing Tennessee. Do we think that these are 2 spots where they just don't need to do what they've kind of been doing? 2 weeks ago against Indy, Herbert threw for 400 yards. So, like,
I think you're looking at a great Stafford double week.
Yeah.
The problem with Herbert is who do you stack him with? Right. That's why I don't like Herbert I think that's why his ownership is going to be low, because who the hell do you stack him with? Like, you can't be confident stacking with anybody. Whereas Stafford, you could do a double and you feel
put
great.
Put some freaking respect on the #1 tight end prospect in the game, Arondé Gadsden, brother.
Are you confident he's going to go off for a third game in a row with
I just spent a
QJ, with
rookie
Lad
first-
McConkey, with
I just
Keenan
spent a
Allen?
rookie first round pick on him in a dynasty league. So yeah,
You did.
call it blind.
You're pretty
confidence.
confident.
I don't care.
Also, Lad McConkey has had like 3 straight
Yeah,
really
that's
good
been really
weeks.
good. There's a lot of I think it's probably pretty concentrated. It's probably Keenan, Ladd, and Gadsden. I think you're probably out on Huge,
You're taking QJ out?
which means
He
that
was
it's
like
probably going to be the week that you need him.
Yeah.
He had a freaking goose egg.
I think
last
I
week.
think that's what Blake means. It's like not that he doesn't have good
Right.
stacking partners, but deciding which
He's gonna
ones.
he's gonna put up a great
got too
individual
many of
performance,
them.
but
Yeah.
his ownership's gonna always stay low because who do you stack him with? Same thing with Mahomes, right? He's always thrown all these random touchdowns to DeMarcus Robinson and whoever, right? Mecole Hardman. And so that's why I think his ownership, well, I guess is at 9%. It's not even that bad.
Okay, well, let's at the risk of not talking about all these dudes, let's go ahead and go to flag plants. And I'm gonna go first, just because I'm gonna have a massive caveat with it. But if Flacco plays, he's my guy. So, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. And if he doesn't play, then go somewhere else. Go to one of the other guys. Go to one of the other guys' flag plants. But yeah, I just want to keep riding that chase wave, and just be attached to it. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna go.
I really like that one if he plays. Otherwise I'm coming from a single entry perspective here, as always. So probably go Mac Jones over Dart here. Ownership's a little bit better.
Flag pants, guys.
What's that?
These are some
Trey hates
gross
it.
flag pants.
Trey hates it.
Mac,
man,
that's how we're
nah,
starting off
Nah.
the show.
Yeah,
Joe
yeah.
Flacco and Mac Jones. Mac Jones might even play, and Joe Flacco's got a shoulder injury. What are we doing?
Yeah.
That's why
Okay.
we're flag
Caveat if Purdy comes back. Obviously, even if Purdy comes back, maybe Purdy, depending on his price here. But yeah, I think he's gonna ball out. It's just that simple.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Trey?
Yeah, Mister. Everybody else sucks.
I was on it last week with the spin
Don't
up at
say
quarterback with.
You say Trevor.
No, I was on last week to spin up a quarterback with Allen. I just stacked them with the wrong pieces. I do like the quarterbacks in that Buffalo KC matchup, but because I haven't fully analyzed the rest of the slate, I'm gonna go with I like Herbert.
Yeah.
And he's still kind of a spin up, but again, I just think Tennessee takes away nothing.
Right.
He's gonna put up a good game. It's just two.
Yeah. And that's the dilemma I find myself with these spin up quarterbacks. It's like you got to get the stacking partners right. But
yeah, especially with him because that's the key to it, right? We touched on how many there's like 4 guys that you could stack him with. That makes sense. And it's not going to be all 4 of them, more than likely. So, unless you do a what is it, quadruple stack, like an onslaught. But then you're not getting anybody back.
I will say Rodgers is pretty interesting too because Jordan Love put up a big score against Indianapolis. Their only weapon is Jonathan Taylor. And so if he's having a successful game in Tyler
Michael
Warren,
Pittman's killing it this year. Josh Downs has had a good couple. I mean, that's the most prolific offense in the NFL right now, bro.
But it runs through Jonathan Taylor. I think.
Yeah.
it's
Well,
safe to
yeah.
say.
And
Jonathan Taylor runs through all the defenses, is what it is.
And I think we've talked about this earlier in the season. Jared Goff in domes at home. He's due. He's had a couple of bad games. They've had some run centric games, and I think, this could easily. I mean, Minnesota is pretty good against the run, so I think he might force them to pass a bit. He's kind of sneaky too, Rodgers and Goff in that area.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to running backs. Kind of maybe try to pick this up a little bit. Let's talk about who is the most projected ownership is CMC. Not surprising. Jalen Warren coming in at second at 25%. And then Tyrone Tracy, Kyron Williams, and Kamani Vidal are the ones that wrap out the top 5 of projected ownership. What are we thinking? As always, I'll ask the same question. Is it a 3 running back week? Is it a spend up week? Jonathan Taylor at $9,800. Is he worth it?
Probably. I think it's always a 3 running back week. I went away from it last couple weeks and it's just idiot. So no, yeah, I definitely think, especially with Warren being such a good value at 5,500, and Tyron Tracy being there at 5,100, you got to. But it's kind of maybe 2 cheaps and 1 expensive. Who do you pay up for here, right? Do you go? Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say Pitt is actually pretty good against the run, but I mean, is anyone good against Jonathan Taylor at this point? Like, and I mean, the price keeps going up, and he keeps, making it worth. I mean, he keeps paying that price. I mean, like, he makes it worth it. So, yeah, I don't know how you. I mean, he's 7% this week, 8%.
I feel like there are some decent spin down options. I mean, Kareem Hunt is going to have the majority of the workload with Pacheco hurt. He's at 4,700. I know it doesn't. Yeah.
Travion.
Yeah.
Right? Is Ramondre out?
The week?
I can't do it, dude. They're talking about trying to trade for like the disrespect, bro.
he had what, 7 yards per carry last week?
Bro, what? Like, I don't understand, dog. Like, everything is rigged. I'm telling you. There's no reason. You got early day 2 running back. You're just like doing everything you can to phase out. Yeah. It's maddening to me. And they're a good team. Why can't they use this guy? I guarantee you, if Ramondre's out, they're gonna like play Antonio Gibson or go find another.
He's on IR, but that would be funny if they did.
Like, it's bro. I don't.
Yeah. Kamani Vidal at 6,300. I mean, yeah, I definitely think I'm with you, Blake. Do you think it may be like 2 mid, like 1 spend up guy, and then 2 mid price guys, or? I mean,
I think so, because wide receivers priced up pretty high this week too.
I think it's interesting too that Gibbs is only carrying 12% ownership,
That's my
projected
guy
ownership. I think what happened is he's coming off that game. People are forgetting that Monday night game against Tampa where he went off for 39. So he's interesting there at home. Yeah. And he is almost $2,000 cheaper than Jonathan Taylor.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
But when you put it that way, JT's hard to play because Gibbs is.
Dude. Especially if you're like Trey, you want to spend up at, not spend up, but if you want to pay for like either Allen or Mahomes, well, I guess that would be spending up at QB. Yes. So,
but it's, do you pay $1,000 more than the guy who's getting the best workload and who's like a top 12 wide receiver scoring in the NFL? Do you pay $1,000 more for a guy? Yeah, of course, CMC, right? Do you pay $1,000 more on CMC in a good matchup, right? I mean, it's a West Coast, East Coast thing, but for JT, and the answer is really just no. The only reason why you would pay up for that is to get off the ownership.
Yeah.
Kevin, what's JM's kind of rule or rule of thumb? Like, we need the guys to 4x their price tag. So at 9.8 or 9.8K for JT, you need him to get 40 at this point.
Yeah, which is what he did last week, but
it's like if he gets 36 or 32, it's like it was a bad, it was a negative.
The idea,
it's not a pure linear by any means.
Yeah, I think like the idea is that if you're spending $9,800, you need him to score above like 35 for it to like get the amount of return that you would get on other players that give you like 4x, because like
versus the median player, right? That's what you need. You need the distance of the right tail of the bell curve, right, to be so far out there on that player you're spinning up on from where the median outcome actually is for that week. You need that to grow as you pay up for these guys.
Like the idea
it's just
is
so
that,
risky.
Right.
Go ahead.
I feel like the idea is like last week he scored your 40. That was like I had to have it score even at what was he? He was at 9,500 last week.
Yeah.
So you probably need him to get around there for it to feel like it's a have to have his score. He's only, I think that price is bringing down his ownership. He's only projected at 8%, which I mean, that makes it more palatable to spend up. But you're locking up what, a fifth of your salary basically on just one player.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. It's
When
tough,
you
especially
have
when
really good pivots, like
right.
in the 8K range, which feels a little more comfortable for these studs.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
got
like I mean,
Bijan,
you could easily do
Gibbs,
like a CMC, Jameer, and like a Jalen Warren, and yeah, it might be more owned, but maybe not from a combinatorial standpoint. And you're probably going to get closer to 4xing that roster block than you would be 4xing Jonathan Taylor. Because I mean, do you think that 40 point is like a 1% outcome? You know, I mean, I know he did it last week and he's gotten close.
At least a 1%.
He's gotten 35, he's gotten 32, 32,
It's just tough
34.
when he's going against a pretty good run defense, and there's at least 3 other backs on the slate that could do it.
Yeah.
For $1,000 cheaper. So, you know, he has to. He really now his price is getting to the point where he's like he has to give you high 30s.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And if he like, it's like he could easily just give you. This could be the week he gives you 26, and it's like, well, that's a good game, but it's not. I lost so much value because I paid up for him.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I think that it would be hard to get there, especially in other when you have like if I'm also trying to play Chase, who's at 8,400, but then I'm trying to play like two of these 8+ K running backs as well. You start losing salary pretty quick. So
and that's what we got to be thinking of, right? It's not just Jonathan Taylor in a vacuum. It's Jonathan Taylor versus the other, like the opportunity cost. Yeah. So if we're just looking at the running back position, I mean, Kyron Williams is going to have a lot of opportunity for touchdowns this week.
Yeah,
you know, he can easily put up 2 touchdowns. Kamani Vidal too, right? Another very positive game that I expect. You know, he's been running pretty well. He's got the workload. Why can't he have, 20 points this week? And so when I'm seeing all this, and then 96 or whatever it is, 9,800 for Jonathan Taylor, the chances of him paying off are so slim compared to one of these other guys around 6,000 to hit, 20 points.
I'm just looking at this too, like the combination of Warren and JT is probably going to be super high owned because like that's probably going to pop crazy in optimizers just because if you're spending up for JT, you're going to need to find salary relief elsewhere at running back, and Tracy and Warren are right around 5K, and they're going to be very easy to pair with almost a 10K running back. So I feel like that's going to be a very popular combination, with those 3 guys.
Like good value guys, just kind of thumbs up, thumbs down if you're like putting them in your queue or thinking about it much. Like I said, Kamani Vidal, Kyron, how do y'all feel there?
I mean, anybody could just smack the Saints. So, yeah.
Kyron's coming off a couple of disappointing games. I know last game
they're coming off by.
It was a Stafford 5 TD game. So, Devontae Adams scored from. I think it was crazy. What was Adams's like yardage last week? It was like something like 30-something yards because all 3 of his touchdowns were inside the. They were Kyron distance TDs. Like Devontae Adams stole them essentially from him. So. Does that
the 5 is outside of Kyron's range?
Does that swing the other way? Yeah.
So if New Orleans has been a little bit more of a pass funnel, I feel. But Kamani, like yes, no, maybe.
Yo, yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. He's in a player pool for sure.
Definitely.
I have 3 names to mention that are good value pivots. I think quietly Tajay Spears is taking over the backfield from Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard's in trading rumors.
Yeah.
Been starting him a lot of season long, yeah.
Yeah. The Kyle Monangai. So DeAndre Swift and Rashawn Johnson are not practicing. So he could no defense gives up more to the running back position than Cincinnati. So I'm sure he'll get steamed if these guys are ruled out, but that's an incredible value to monitor. And then Brashard Smith, I think Buffalo is going to support a game script against KC that kind of makes, I think, Kareem Hunt a fade. I wouldn't do this in single entry, but I think Brashard Smith is interesting if Buffalo forces KC to pass the ball, as a pivot to the Kareem Hunt stuff that people might be on just because Pacheco's hurt, for basically the same price or $500 cheaper. So
where is Monungai in price? Because he's really interesting if Swift is 46. Out. Because 46. Because I kind of like Swift even at his price, right? Especially the way they've been running the ball. But yeah, if that groin injury is bad, then obviously not. Or then all in on Monungai. He's going to be the easy chalk running back then for sure.
What do you think his percentage will come in at if Swift and Rashawn are ruled out? Like, he's
north
got
of 30, 35.
Probably 40, 50, I would think. So, against a Cincinnati...
it's going to be really high. But, going to the other side of the game, I think Chase Brown's a really good one, too. He's been kind of picking it up last couple weeks. Right? Maybe he hasn't been getting a ton of workload, but he's been very effective with that workload. 15 and 25 the last couple games. That's not bad. Rico, the comments around Rico this week is, hey, we're going to give him the ball. He's been out playing Chuba, so he's going to get the ball. He's kind of interesting to me against Green Bay, just because he's been so good. But the 5,800 price kind of takes me off there.
Yeah. Y'all want to get on to flag plants?
Yeah.
Or anybody else we want to touch on?
I mean, we haven't talked about Tyron Tracy, but he's a little chalky.
I think he's a good chalk running back, right? We talked about him in the beginning. He's one of the best values on the slate, 5,100. He's going to get a ton of workload. I think he right now is the chalk running back to have on the slate.
And I mean, it's his backfield now, and he, when it has been his backfield in the past, he's put up some pretty decent scores. So that's one to monitor too.
He's definitely not going to go under the radar though. So, let me jump in. Let me do flag plants. I'm going to flag plant Vidal. I like this game.
Like me.
Yeah, got you. I mean 6,300, and he seems like he is the guy there, and he's looked pretty good. The last 3 weeks, I know last week or 2 weeks ago was kind of a dud, but 2 of the last 3 weeks over 22 points. So yeah, I think I'm going to keep riding this offense and go back to it. Tennessee is just a bad team.
So, they are.
Yeah.
Trey, you want to go or you want me?
I'm going to go with my guy, Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he's going to be in this spend up tier, the guy you might need. Coming off a 40-pointer. They're at home, Minnesota. I think, if J.J. McCarthy's as bad as he has looked, this could be a run game script for Detroit. And, that's Gibbs all day. So, I like Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, that's a solid pick. I like that one as well. Mine's going to be DeAndre Swift or whoever's the Chicago starting running back. Right now, DeAndre Swift's not projecting as a value, so he's lesser owned. He's sub 10%. I think just again, anybody against the Bengals right now is looking good. That's a horrific defense.
Nice. All right, let's move on to wide receiver. I've talked about Chase already. So he's looking like he's carrying 30% ownership. Puka at 20 right behind him. And then Wan'Dale Robinson, which is interesting, is the third highest projected ownership. Rashee Rice and then Ladd McConkey are the top 5 in ownership projections. So what are we thinking here? Are we spending up for Jamar? I feel like I am just because I'm on Flacco. Puka's back. He has no injury designation going against New Orleans. What are we thinking here?
I'd rather pay up for these top tier wide receivers right now than the running backs. Maybe not CMC, but definitely over JT. Gibbs even right now at 8,000. I would much rather figure a way to jam Puka and Chase in the lineups personally.
And
So,
and
yeah.
Rasheed, in my opinion, I think like Rasheed's in that top.
He's still super cheap against the Bills who
I'm just
rush a
surprised
lot.
that he's not getting more ownership because of that price tag. He's $800 cheaper than Jamar,
Yeah.
and then almost 1,000 cheaper than Puka. So, but I feel like he's in that tier of like, of a production that they are.
And definitely, I think it's a week you can spend up at wide receiver because the running backs are cheap. I think you go cheap with 3 running backs. Get the volume, the guaranteed volume, and you pay up for the top wide receiver who hopefully hit their ceilings here. Yeah.
I think everyone's gonna try to do what you just said, like jam in Chase and Puka, and I think Amon St. Brown's gonna get squeezed, and he's gonna put up a just insane had to have it score. I like Amon-Ra. This week
He's the high price one that nobody's going to want to click for, just because the name, because he has a shitty podcast, whatever it is, right?
He's also been kind of mid this year outside of that one week 2 game. He does have a 26 pointer, but mostly
he's got a 42 pointer as well.
That's what I just said. Outside of
you said 26.
I said outside of the week 2 game against Chicago where he scored 42. He's been pretty mid outside of, and he has a 26 pointer, but the other ones are 20, 21, 13, 20. So,
Yeah.
I mean, people are, I definitely think he's not going to carry the same amount of ownership. He's in the same price range as, as Puka and Jamar. And he's not putting up the same level of production that they are, So, projections seem to like him this week. He looks like he's the 3rd highest projected receiver according to ECR at this point. So, yeah,
I think the big question around here is how healthy do you think Puka is? You think he's 100%?
They said he's zipping around feeling good. I think him and Bowers coming off that added rest.
I think Bowers is 100. Yeah, we'll get to that. But, yeah. Devontae, are we paying 75 for Devontae now?
I don't know, man. If you look at last week's,
he's so touchdown dependent right now.
Yeah, he had 5
he's getting a lot of touchdowns
and 3 touchdowns. Now that was without Puka. So his games with Puka have been kind of mid. He did have week 2 where they both went off. So I don't know. I feel like I'm not there, although I would not be opposed to a Stafford double with them with both of them. I feel like that's a pretty sharp way to play because I feel like your combinatorial ownership on that. Adams is coming in at less than 3% projected ownership. So if you pair him with Stafford, you can do whatever the hell you want on the rest of your lineups. You can jam in the chalkiest plays everywhere else. So I feel like from a game theory standpoint, that might not be a bad play, but from a strictly play the best plays standpoint, I don't know that he is that, because I do wonder. I am worried about what this New Orleans team can do, and do they push this team at all? Is Stafford just going to be able?
I think Shock's any good.
Right. So, and then New Orleans is going on the road, and maybe we could be wrong. I would love for us to be wrong. My best ball bags would obviously love for Shuck to be a guy, but I don't know. I don't know that I feel like Adams is worth it at that price range, just as a one-off.
Yeah, same. I think my wide receiver player pool's very, very slim this week, right?
Yeah.
The top 2 guys, Chase, Puka, maybe Amon-Ra, whatever. He's not out of it for sure. Jefferson, and then it kind of goes down to London, Odunze, and there's not much more after that, right? If you're looking for salary relief, I think Jawan Jennings is great salary relief at 4,300.
There really isn't anything in this mid tier that I'm loving.
Nothing. Even go down to price farther. There's just it's gross.
Which
everywhere.
is interesting, and we'll touch on it in a second. It might be a double tight end week. You know, potentially.
I haven't gotten there yet. I think it's
But if
three
you're
running
playing
backs.
three running
Just
backs,
because
yeah,
they
if you're
got
playing three running
what
backs, it wouldn't be.
I'm not. Yeah, with the running back value this week, I'm not playing another
Yeah.
tight end. It's the only ones that like are cheap-ish that I would go with is maybe Kayshon Boutte. He's been on a little touchdown streak, but maybe Alec Ayumenor or
Going all
DK.
the way down. Yeah, I was about to say DK.
Like that's it. Right? This is like
really
nobody.
good the last 2 weeks. I want to say he's like a top 10 receiver over like the last 2 weeks. You know, back to back.
Who's that? DK?
Yeah.
16-16.
I think he's had a really and you know he was drafted above Iomanner in the actual draft. So
Really?
If that means anything, they're both basically they're the same price essentially.
I think they went back to back, right? As far as the Titans picks,
I'm not sure to be honest.
Slayton would actually be the other cheap, interesting piece that I like.
Slayton's interesting.
He got screwed last week on a passive interference call.
Yeah.
That should have been a big touchdown for him. But he's like all they have.
Yeah.
Him and Wandale.
I do think you're right, Blake, where it feels like you want to spend up on these wide receivers and find the value in the running backs just because, like you said, there doesn't feel...
It's gross.
It's gross down here in the in the wide receiver streets. J-Mo, I mean, we touched on Detroit.
I'm out.
He's at 4,800. Is this
There's better picks. Like, why'd you go J-Mo over Rome Odunze, for example?
He has been getting some
He's
coach
$2,000 cheaper. What do you mean?
Yeah, but
he's been
I
getting
got
some
3
coach
wide
speed.
receivers. I'd much rather pay up than Jameson.
If you're trying to pay up at running back, J-Mo feels like a must. Like, right? Like, because otherwise you're going to try to jam all the receivers. You got to take value somewhere. And if you want to get a CMC or a JT or
so I'm taking a
Gibbs,
quarterback, tight end, defense, like always.
I don't know. I mean, at some point, J-Mo's got to have a spike week, right? Like, at some point.
Well,
He's what you call a
had-
spike week. He's at a
already had a
21 and an
21.
18.
Yeah.
I think there's a
does he
high
spike
20-point
more, though?
game in
That's the
there. Yeah.
question.
Do you go J-Mo 4,800 over Juwan Jennings at 43?
Yes.
500 cheaper? I don't think I do.
I would. Juwan's
Juwan's going to get more volume for sure. For sure.
But he doesn't have nearly the explosive. I wouldn't. Not especially Purdy isn't playing. I just don't think Mac Jones wants to go to him.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's just a way more explosive player, Jameson.
Wide receiver does feel gross.
Yeah.
More than I
Here's
look at.
one that's actually popping to my eyes right now. Shakir. Khalil Shakir.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that game environment's going to be huge.
I like him. I like him a lot.
Buffalo's going to have to be able to throw the ball. So there's nobody else. Him and Kincaid. Keon Coleman's been a dud.
Yeah, it's a good call. It has potential flag plant, like for value, for sure. Because that is Josh Allen's number one guy.
It's the only guy.
His safety valve, yeah.
DK is interesting. DK Metcalf. He has.
I like that game. I like his price. I
He
like
just
him.
scares me, dude. Every time I put American dollars on DK, he just doesn't do anything, man. So,
Yeah.
but I'm sure
Put
he's a good
Australian
player.
dollars.
U.S. currency. Yeah, but now he's starting to heat up. I think.
I think it's just going to be trying to pay up. And like I said, I might jam Puka and Chase, and then go with like we said, a Juwan Jennings, somebody who I know is going to get 6-7 targets at 4,300, which is a steal. So.
Yeah, I think. Do we want to touch on flag plans? All right, one of y'all can go first since I've sniped the last two before y'all.
Yeah, I think this is just going to be where I'm at. I think you're going to want to try jamming the expensive guys here because they have good matchups and all that, right? So Chase and Puka. With that said, I'm not going to flag plant those because those are the obvious picks. My favorite cheap pick is going to be Juwan Jennings. I think at 4,300, he's going to get 7 targets. It's an efficient offense. They could get pushed in the game. It could be a good back and forth game. The totals are there. So I like him.
What about you, Trey?
Xavier Worthy's pretty cheap right now. He's sticking out to me. I like the Shakir call by Blake. I'm gonna go Rashee Rice. I just think he's just an automatic 25 points at this point. I want to have a piece in that late game. I think it's going to be over the 50 point. I think it could be a true shootout. I think Josh Allen is tired of being beaten by Patrick Mahomes. It's in Buffalo. And they're just going to run the score. And I think Rashee Rice. I actually really like the KC double this week. But I'll go Rashee with an honorable mention of Xavier Worthy.
Nice. Yeah, I like that one. That one would have been mine, by the way. So double flag plan on that one. But I think my favorite. I think one of the keys to this slate might be figure if you can nail the Chargers guy to have. I feel like that's gonna be a big key to this slate, and I'm gonna put my flag on Ladd. And I'm gonna go back to Ladd. I'm gonna keep riding this wave.
He's been a hot hand.
Yeah, he seems like him and Herbert have figured it out. Keenan had the really hot start to the year, and he's pretty much cooled off outside of 2 weeks
he's
ago.
Old, so he's cooling off
32. Now. Yeah, and then Cuge had a freaking goose egg last week. It feels like Gadsden's kind of stepped into that Q's role. But Ladd feels like he's the guy that you want to be on. And at 6K, a little bit of salary relief coming off these like massively expensive guys up top. I feel like I'm gonna go there. Cool. So yeah, we're gonna move on to tight end. What are we thinking here? None of these guys are popping value wise on ETR. Ownership is looking like not a lot of like super like crazy chalky guys. Kyle Pitts looks like carrying the most projected ownership, and Kittle and Bowers right around the same. Theo Johnson at 4, and then Laporta at 5 are the top 5 projected ownership tight ends. Trey, when you mentioned the KC double, were you talking about Kelsey or were you talking about Worthy and Rice?
Well, I was thinking Worthy and Rice, but I think you could certainly play Kelsey in this match. Buffalo, they're actually really, really good against tight ends, but like they're not. They're more intimidating in name than like I don't think their defense is really that great. So I think
Kelsey's last few games against Buffalo are not good. By the way, if you're looking just at box scores, last year in Week 11 he only scored 2.8 points, and then in the playoffs
3.9.
He only scored 3 points. 4 points. So take that for what it's worth. I guess he is coming off his best game of the year at 21.9 points. So. But I mean, at that price, 4,600, you probably got better options elsewhere. Unless you just want to have a piece, unless you just want to, play into that game environment. I feel like that would probably be the only way that I would get there. Tucker Kraft, he's $900 more, but he is coming off an insane spike week last week. So, what are you guys thinking from a tight end perspective? I know we've kind of mentioned Bowers a few times already in the show in passing, and he seems to be fully healthy. No injury designation on him right now. What are y'all thinking?
Yeah, it feels a little fragile that Gatson is priced higher than Bowers.
I was just seeing that.
And I said it earlier. No defense gives up more points to running back than the Bengals. That same defense also gives up most points to tight end, and I think this could be a Colston Loveland week.
Now, I know you mentioned it's fragile with the Gadsden being priced over Bowers. Now, ETR is projecting him for right under where they're projecting Bowers. They're projecting Bowers 13 points or 13.14, and Gadsden at 12.72. So basically neck and neck. So
and they're giving Gadsden the slightly higher ceiling, which is interesting.
Yeah. So Again, it doesn't feel like there's like any super chalky like 20+% ownership tight end. So feel like you can kind of do whatever you want here and not, have to eat ownership one way or the other.
Kyle Pitts is the highest projected on tight end.
I know that seems
What the hell?
that seems crazy to me. Is New England like ranked high against tight end or something? Like what's the thought process there?
I don't know. Actually,
I don't know. I mean, he's had 2 good weeks back to back. I guess I didn't realize that's 7
London
or
hurt?
10 and 9 targets back to back.
What's London?
No, London's back. Well, I mean, he's got a Q, but
2.4%. But yeah, I don't know why he's.
London records
it's not even a
second straight
strong
limited
projection on him.
practice. Yeah, they're not really like. Yeah, I don't know. They got
And
Warren
he's got a
as-
Q tag.
Yeah, they got Warren as the highest projected point scorer, and then Kraft, Bowers, Kittle, Gadsden are the top 5 projected.
Yeah, I think Warren and Kraft are, clearly the best plays projection wise. I think Bowers could go off though. I think he could just get fed.
This is like vintage.
I'm
Bowers
leaving
week.
the door. Yeah, I'm hoping he's healthy now. Right, he hasn't played in 5 weeks. So with that also said, he could be slow in the ramp up.
Seems. Let's see what the last. It says practicing in full, looking great.
Yeah. I mean, do you pay do you pay for him or Kittle, right? He's $200 more for Kittle. I don't think there's any.
The thing about it that you got to think about too is he was 6,700 last year at his peak in pricing. So like you're getting basically almost a 2K value on Bowers if you think about it in that light. He's probably not going to be this cheap again, especially if he comes out and has any kind of competent week this week. So
there's just no good cheap tight ends this week.
That's true. Too.
That's it. Just there's no strong tight end plays at all on the slate.
I think Colson Loveland.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you go cheap, Colson Loveland's having a pretty good matchup. I think my commit's still out, right? So, you can go there. But other than that, in that low 3K range, who are you getting?
Theo Johnson is interesting to me. He's had a few good weeks, 2 good weeks with Dart already. Now, the Slayton being back does complicate that, in my opinion. But I think you could do worse. If you just need some salary relief, I feel like Theo could be a decent play there. But also, it just depends on how you want to. If like I know Blake, you were talking about jamming in those high price receivers.
Yeah,
You're probably not going to be able to get to like a Warren or a Kraft if you go that route.
you can't.
Right.
I've been playing with it. You
Save
can't.
some money. Unless you save some money at QB. So
Even with Mac in,
yeah,
Pricing's tough this week, man.
yeah, we're not in week 1 or week 2 anymore, where the pricing was pretty crazy and
you could potentially sell me on Theo Johnson, right? I mean, you're just hoping to get 10 points this week,
Especially if
I
you
think,
play
on a tight
Dart.
end.
If you play into the chalk
yeah,
at
that's a good
QB.
stacking partner for Dart. I mean, he's pretty touchdown dependent, but there aren't many tight ends that aren't.
How do we feel about Kincaid this week?
I don't know. The more I think about it, I don't like Josh. I don't know who to play Josh Allen with, and I don't want to play Josh Allen. I think I'd just rather play Mahomes.
If you subscribe to this, he's roller coastering his box scores. Good week, bad week. Good week, bad week.
Is
Good
he
week,
up this week?
Bad week. Good week is up.
Who? Allen?
Kincaid.
Oh, jeez.
So hey, I mean, we've played guys on thinner
Casey, and the thing is, Casey has a good defense, and they also have
A
the
really good
referees.
defense.
So
They got the referees. This
Yeah.
guy.
but the thing is, if you play Kincaid, Knox is going to score 2 touchdowns. That's how that
Jackson
works.
Sawyer, or whatever his name is.
Well, another white tight end on the Buffalo Bills, and you're going to get super excited because they all wear either they all wear like back to back to back 80 numbers, and you're not going to be able to know exactly who it is that caught the touchdown until you get a clear shot of the back with their name. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I go there. I feel like I'm probably going to try. I would probably try to spend up on Warren maybe, or just play Bowers. Like the cheapest you're probably going to be able to get him for the rest of the year, assuming he's healthy. Yeah, I feel like I'd probably go there.
I think it's very important to pay attention to where these tight end ceilings start to level with some of these wide receiver plays.
Yeah,
because they're always going to be cheaper.
Yeah.
So, I think I think the double tight end is kind of an emerging roster build because of that. Like, you've got a lot of elite options on this slate with Kittle, with Warren, with Kraft, Gaston, Bowers, Kelsey. I think if you're making those kind of 1v1s, you kind of need to look at if the ceiling with the tight end is just as high as some of these wide receivers you might consider playing.
Also, one way to think about it too is if you want to just get leverage off of players that are priced around some of these tight ends, like you're looking at Jaylen Warren, who is one of the most owned players on the slate at 5,500, you know, projected for 17 points.
He's going to touch the ball, you know, 15, 20 times. He's never going to
give you a 30-pointer, right? Whereas Tyler Warren, you know.
You don't think Jaylen Warren give you a 30-pointer? I think the possibility is there. He's touching the ball.
I think
20 times a game.
I think Jaylen could. He scored 22 a couple weeks ago.
His
and
highest score in
didn't get a touchdown that week.
Warren's never put up a 20-point.
But I think Bowers could. Bowers definitely could.
It's good.
And Warren could.
And Warren, I definitely think is in his range of possibilities, the way that they're using him. Now, the problem is JT just going to take all the points?
I think that's where it's been. It's been.
I mean, Kraft has done it twice this year. So, like, you're gonna leverage off of those guys, and you know they might have just as good of a ceiling as a Jaylen Warren potentially. So.
And I think Kraft's kind of like a
and I think a lot of people are going to lean into the 3 running back build with like Vidal, Warren as like decently priced options. So yeah, I think that the double tight end is definitely a way to go. And I mean, we've already mentioned the Chargers, and we're kind of Gaston feels like we're just kind of waiting on the other shoe to drop. Is it too good to be true? But I mean, they keep, you know, he just keeps getting fed. He's like feels like he's quickly becoming Herbert's like a go-to for Herbert. So, yeah.
So I'm sitting here as y'all talking about the high end ones, right? I'm trying to find a low end one because I think the highest I'm going to go maybe would be Bowers or Kittle. I don't see any need to pay up more than that because I don't want to be honest. So do we go back to Juwan Johnson? You know, we haven't seen Shuck yet. Rookies usually do like to go to the tight ends.
That's right. They do have a connection.
Oh, they got a roommate connection here?
Back in Oregon.
Our 27-year-old rookie.
No way.
Yeah, they played on Oregon together.
They played on the same team?
Yeah. They were in the same recruiting class, I want to say.
Dude, what?
Dude, we're an organization. We're fans of an organization owned by Gil Benson and run by Mickey Loomis. Are you shocked that we have a 27-year-old rookie that was roommates with Juwan Johnson, who's a loser, by the way? Juwan Johnson is such a... Did you see him buck up on the sideline when he got like that first down and we were down 30 or something? Like,
bro, Louisiana sports is such a joke, dude.
Oh my god, dude! LSU, Saints, the Pelicans, like...
we don't need to rehash this right now.
Dude. I know.
I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Don't get me started.
I'm gonna want to start drinking heavy.
To answer your question, no, I'm not playing Juwan Johnson.
I think he has potential for 8-10 targets, which at 3,200, like I'm in on that. I'm not good at the Ram.
You can fall on that sword, Blake.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not paying up, and there's no cheap options.
Yeah,
I think it's an interesting week to explore, like what the combination of 2 tight ends, like take for example, Brock Bowers and George Kittle are equal to the price of JT. And those guys both have 25-point ceilings. So you can get 50 points with 2 players, or you can hope to get 35, 40 with one. So I think like those trade offs are going to be really important. Like, can you jam into these tight ends and save yourself having to pay up for like like JT? Like those kinds of decisions are ways to kind of get unique. I don't think I want to go lower than.
I'm going to be on record here and say I absolutely hate the double tight end.
I don't think I want to go lower than Colson Loveland. And I don't think I want to play Jonnu or Hawkinson or Mayer or either. If I'm just looking strictly sorted by salary descending, I don't want to play Schultz. I don't want to play Ingram, really. Hunter Henry, Like, I think you do have to spend up this week at tight end. Unless you think this is the Colson Loveland breakout. Or you're into Theo Johnson.
The DVP screams it.
Yeah. That's why I called it out, yeah.
It's going to be tough to build this week.
You know what you need?
I'm sure there's some there's just like last week, there's some three player building block that we're just overlooking again. Yeah. Like, because we want to spend up in this big shiny JT or whatever, right? Like, what's the sweet spot? Like, what's the balance build that can, we could hit flames on each of these positions? That's you're gonna have to kind of stare at it for hours.
If I just clicked optimize, and this is what Solver spit out. It was Dart, CMC, Jalen Warren, Jamar, Juwan Jennings, Zacchaeus, Tyler Warren, Tyrone Tracy, and the Chargers.
I don't want any part of Zacchaeus.
Yeah.
I got to take out my thumbs up to see what it gives me, just a raw click, but
right.
I have Dart, Gibbs, Tracy, Amon-Ra, Nico, Ladd, Theo, Juwan Jennings, ironically, thanks to Blake, and Raiders.
Thanks to me. Yeah, so
it's gonna, you're gonna have to take some stances, like
you're gonna have to get away from value and take some thin shots.
It feels like you got to be like super sure about your pay-ups too, this week.
Well, I was last week. Bijan.
We all were. Bijan's supposed to freaking.
I had JT in lineups, and then I was like, "No, I'm gonna go to Bijan," because I was doing. I had JT and Saquon. I was like, "Nope, I'm gonna go Bijan, Saquon, save money because I see the same ceiling here."
Yeah, man, you play running backs against Miami, right? Like that is an easy click.
Yeah.
Nope. The Bijan dud game of the year. Do y'all want to flag any of these tight ends?
Henry had 120 yards to end tonight. Wow. So Miami streak continues.
It makes no sense that the guy that kills it is Bijan Robinson.
Right. Do I want to flag plant anybody? Not really. I think the best play on the slate is Warren, who's the highest projected. Not surprising, but I think like value wise, all this stuff, it's Kittle. I think Kittle could have easily a 2-touchdown game,
and he could have a good game regardless of who starts at quarterback. I like that one.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think he's a really strong play.
Yeah, I think that if I'm paying up for Brock, and if I'm not paying up, I'm gonna go to Theo Johnson. That would be how I play it.
Theo.
Yeah, because I mean, Dart is popping in these projections. He's the highest value guy for.
That's probably
PTR.
why Theo's coming along for the ride.
Right, and if I'm going to bring anybody with him, I feel like Theo is the
I don't hate it. He had a good touchdown,
and then you can go with Wandale. That's a pretty cheap starting point from a stack perspective.
Or Tracy.
Yeah, that would be good too. Again, also cheap. So, and then you can come back with, you can bring it back with CMC. I feel like that's a decent starting.
And San Francisco's not the same defense without Warner. So,
yeah,
I will go. Oof. All right, fine. I'll do it. Colson Loveland. His target.
I didn't get Cincy.
Steadily ramping up. I mean, he got 3, 4, 5. I mean, Rome has a key tag.
I'm probably going to end up going cheap at tight end, and I think that's That's the best play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, let's do this real quick. Defenses, anything that's standing out? I mean, we've been talking about this all day.
It's just
We're
so
probably
hard
gonna have to save
predict
some
this
salary.
thing.
Why are they so expensive now, man? It's not hard to
Oh
predict.
my god.
Char-
You know
most
the
expensive
the
defense,
Rams.
Packers 4K. That's crazy, bro.
You know the Packers are going to smash this year, this week. You know the Rams are going to have good games. The Chargers against the Titans are going to have a good game. Like there's really good matchups, but they're so expensive. Dude. We're
Easily
talking
the
about paying
best
more than
three
tight ends.
plays. Right. Patriots also, I feel like, are decent play. Broncos.
Yeah.
Broncos might be a good, but Surtain's out. I don't know.
Surtain's out definitely hurts a little bit, but
But they're also
I like
32.
the
it's
Lions.
not like
you say
I
that?
really like the Lions too. Yeah,
Yeah.
against JJ. I don't think they're going to try to throw much, so that'll be weird. But
Like,
Is
are
there-
there
Even the
any-
Jags.
how do we save
Jags.
money? Let's be honest. Like we don't. We're not trying to pay up here. How do you save money? There's nobody cheap. Like the best cheap option is the Raiders.
I was just thinking about that. It could
You know, because Jacksonville's going cross country.
right, could Trevor, but they're also coming off a bye. But could Trevor just have one of those classic
His Trevor games?
uninspiring Trevor game? Like,
Yeah, Max
Could be,
Crosby
yeah.
wreck the game.
could the Giants go get a few sacks, get a turnover against Mac Jones? Like, maybe.
But I mean, there's nothing around there.
We did talk about what Puka's about to do to the Saints, right? Did we mention that enough?
I think it's just
We
like
didn't mention
unspoken.
enough.
It's
Yeah,
unspoken.
yeah.
You could have a
I mean, we
legendary
talked about the
game
Stafford
against
double
us, dude.
a bunch. Yeah. Stafford's going to destroy the Saints.
Oh my god, dude.
Now the thing about it is that's some game theory though, right? Like because everybody's going to be expecting Stafford to do that to the Saints. Like you could just throw
And it's going to be Kyron.
you could just throw in $2,100 Saints defense. Maybe Stafford fumbles the ball, which he is prone to doing a couple times. Like,
Stop it.
hey, I'm just saying. How many turnovers has Stafford had? I've had Stafford in like home leagues a few times this year, and he has.
I think
had
I would rather play the Panthers than the Saints.
I will say if I'm sticking in that like under 2,500 range, Saints are probably the defense I would want to play out of that group. Like
the thing about it is like if you're down here, if you're playing down here, you're hoping for chaos, right?
Yeah.
You're just hoping for just like some insane shit to go down, and like maybe the Rams are overlooking the Saints, which I would get it. I understand. Same for Green Bay. Like the idea would just be like, okay, I just need something to happen to go their way. I guess that's a pure contrarian play though. Like you're probably gonna get it. You're probably gonna get a goose.
The only two that I really like that are cheap and really like is so overstating it is Giants and Raiders, right? Like I cannot touch anybody else.
I feel like I'm with you on the Raiders. I feel like if Trevor Lawrence comes out and throws a few picks, they get a sack or something like that. I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
A few sacks. So if they score a touchdown, pick six, fumble recovery, something like that, I would not be surprised against the Jags.
Yeah, there's just nobody. Like you got to pay $3,000. Like the only defense I'd kind of feel good about under 3,000 even is the Texans at home, right? You know, maybe
Denver's
the Chiefs.
been cooking
Maybe
the last few weeks though, man.
I do. Texans are always in my defensive player pool, like
Yeah.
because I just think they're a well coached, they're a good unit. But they haven't really like hit. Oh, they had some ceiling. They've had some spike weeks.
Yeah, we're gonna have to spend up.
solid the last month.
Yeah, I would be trying to get to them if I'm trying to get to something under 3,000.
Yeah.
But is it? You think it's contrarian to like jam in your studs and then just kind of YOLO it with one of these cheap defensive lineups and hope they get a touchdown or something like? Because you're
Well,
going to want to
look at
get
the
some of these
ownership.
studs, and it's like you're not
It
going to be
looks
able
like
to
the
get.
Giants are carrying the most ownership down here.
Yeah,
If you go below the Giants, everything's under 3%. So yeah,
You're just not going to be able to get to something over 3K.
Right. So I wonder how. Yeah, I wonder, like you say, how common that would be.
That's what I'm saying. I think Swift is a huge swing play, right, in this slate. If Swift is out, you got Monungai at 4,600. That's going to open up a lot.
Yeah.
Then you could play Monungai, Tyrone Tracy, have a really good workload, both, together under $5,000 average. Yeah, that's when you'll be able to pay up for everybody else.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, you're going to have to go cheap at quarterback this week. There's no, last week I said that you're going to have to mid-range everybody, and that was great. This week, there's no mid-range guys anywhere, right? Your mid-range guys,
wide receiver,
tough slate, man.
yeah,
it's tough. This one feels like it could be like a week 1 slate where the winning score was under 200. What were the winning scores last week? I didn't play.
The million,
like the 220 range.
I don't have it on.
I think I remember clicking up there.
No.
But
once Bijan put up a dud,
you didn't open the app.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, the slate started off so good too. First place scrimmage, Saquon a 70-yard touchdown run. It's like, hey, this is my week.
Saquon went nuts.
Yep.
He had two long touchdowns. I'm pretty sure, right?
He played very well. And then he had a little groin injury, so he came out quit early. But anyways, defense, no.
Yeah, I don't.
What'd you say, Trey?
I don't have any flag plants, but
I just want to not play defense.
it's starting to feel like Tyrone Tracy might be bad chalk, but I don't know who the pivot is.
How is he bad chalk? I think he's like the necessary chalk. 5,100, and he catches passes, and he's going against a good matchup at home.
I mean, yeah, maybe not bad chalk, but like, I'm going to be trying to figure out pivots. Because I feel like he's going to be way higher than that 25%.
You mean like he's going to come in way higher owned and he's only going to give you like a handful of points? That's what you're worried? Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's going to be let down in this form of points. I could see
That's what worries me about Jaylen Warren this week. I think Jaylen Warren has that worry for me. Tyrone Tracy, I think I feel pretty good about him.
Do any of y'all have this pulled up? What's Indy's ranking versus running backs?
Their defense?
They're a little better.
They decrease running back scores by 1.4%.
Yeah.
But they inflate QB, wide receiver, and tight end.
That's interesting to me why he is carrying this much ownership if it's like considered not a great matchup. Right?
Who?
Warren? Jaylen Warren. I guess it's just strictly
I think it's a fast-paced matchup and price, right?
And volume.
And volume. He's going to get a big workload, and I think he's been like increasing too the last couple of weeks. He played pretty well last week. Or was it 2 weeks ago? I think it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Okay.
Last
2
week
weeks
was
ago.
a letdown. 9 points, and
it was the Monday night game. Yeah.
The one game, because I just traded away Jaylen Warren in our home league, but the one game that pissed me off the most was that Ireland game that he got subbed, that he missed, he was late scratched, and then Gainwell went off for like 30-something points. And you're like, well, I really would have wanted to see what Warren could have done in that role. But yeah. So I don't know. I haven't really been playing around with building yet, but I just started to throw some players onto this lock. I just started to lock some players in hand build, and it was pretty tough. It's gonna be tough to jam these higher priced guys. You're gonna have to like pick your high priced guys, and then try to build from the middle.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. But like a Woody Marks, if his role can grow this week, right? He's 5,400. Yeah. I don't know what that Q tag is, or Travion at 49.
If you want to live dangerously.
But I think that's where you may have to go.
On this show before, I don't know that I can do it again. I don't know that I can get there again.
Aaron Jones could be interesting at 52. Actually,
Spears is interesting. So all right,
we're going bargain shopping for running backs is what it is.
yeah, I feel like that's the case.
I think you might have to eat the chalk and just play Tracy and Warren,
Yeah,
and then see what you can.
especially
build
in like smaller fields, like sub 1,000 entries. I feel like they're gonna come in like super high owned. But anything else that we want to touch on before we get out of here?
No, I think we kind of nailed it right. Gonna find some cheap running backs who have a pretty good projectable volume. We may take a hit in the projection there, but what that's going to do is free us up to. I'm going to be trying to jam in, especially if Flacco's playing, right? Chase, going to jam in Puka, maybe even jam in Rasheed if I can get my running backs down cheap enough.
Yeah, I do wonder how many people are going to get to Jamar, Puka, and Rice if you're even able to do something like that. So,
I think their ownership is what's going to be really high this week.
Yeah. Any last closing thoughts, Trey?
I was trying to think of a flag plant of like who not to play, like who to fade. But I don't
even have that.
It's a weird slate.
It kind of feel like maybe fade one of these Giants wide receivers, but I don't know. Like I need to analyze it deeper.
Is that even fading? I don't think anybody plays Giants wide receivers.
Well, a lot of the field wants to play dart, and so maybe find a different way to play dart.
I'd almost play him.
I don't really.
Right?
I would say don't play Kyle Pitts. Like I don't know why that's popping right now, or like what he's done to justify like
that is the weirdest ownership popping right now.
And I'm not really into Olamide Zaccheaus either, but
yeah,
the only person is Ben Johnson.
I would say fade those two guys and then see what you come up with.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's get out of here. This is an interesting one. It'll be fun to see how this all shakes out on Sunday. We'll be back next week to talk about it again. Hopefully in better spirits and not more beat down than we already are. I feel like we're in the dog days of the season. And we're just
we need a bye week.
Yeah, we need a bye week, right? All right, man. Well, we'll see y'all next week. We'll get out of here. Like, comment, and subscribe, and see y'all on the other side. Peace.
Peace.